Hello, Thomas. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Hey, Rokas. My name's Thomas Sherrier. I am the owner of Tate Cleaning and a co-founder of MTI Labs. Tate Cleaning is my typical day-to-day job. It's the business that I've owned for a little over 2 years now, and MTI Labs is my AI consulting agency for that I've been working on through the real world.
Okay. And for the first one you mentioned, could you explain a bit more about what you do there?
Tate Cleaning is a cleaning service that um, our motto is we're here to make your life easier. So typically I focus on, helping grandma and grandpa or working professionals, just take care of the daily around the house needs and making sure everybody's living in a nice, clean, safe environment.
Interesting. So, quite a coincidence there, because usually I don't speak to many people who have cleaning companies, but just earlier today I interviewed someone with a cleaning company, and now
Oh,
here we
really?
are. Yeah, this will be another one. So, again, pretty cool coincidence there. But let's begin with how did you actually find out about the real world and what led to you joining it?
Well, I've always been a big Tate follower, obviously when he blew up a few years ago, and I really just stuck around and, always really watched his content. And, I probably watched the real world ads probably for about 6 months before I decided to pull the trigger. And actually, I think the biggest push for me personally was just the timing. I was actually in a really, really bad spot, and um, me and my wife had just decided to get a divorce, and I knew I wanted to change my life for the better, and I took a chance and joined the real world and started making a lot more money.
Mhm. So, why would you say you hesitated joining those first 6 months of knowing about it?
Oh, I always like to contemplate things before I actually make a decision, and I think it really just came push come to shove, and I was kind of pushed into doing something different, even though I didn't really want to. And um, I was interested in learning. I think I saw some stuff about the business campus, and as I was already a business owner, you know, and I'd never had any formal education like going to college. Well, I dropped out of college and bought my grandma's service business. So, um, any kind of potential knowledge to be able to increase my efficiency with running my business is really the main thing that attracted me.
Mhm. Okay, and then after those 6 months, you pulled the trigger, you joined. Was it what you expected? Was it more? What campuses did you join, and what were the first impressions?
It was a lot to take in at the very beginning, trying to get used to everything, getting in the routine. Really, my login streak was very shoddy the first few weeks, and really kind of getting in the rhythm of things. One thing that really did help me is I decided to delete pretty much all of the other social media off of my phone and then replaced that doom scrolling with learning through the real world. And now I'm nearing up on a 200-day streak of logins. So,
Okay,
um,
amazing.
in terms of the campuses that I joined, I obviously immediately joined the business campus because it's well known that's the best campus. So, um,
Propaganda.
the most effective of propaganda. Um, so I joined the business campus. I also have kind of been in the crypto space for a few years on and off, but mostly off. So I'm also semi active in the crypto trading campus, and then also Professor Sillard's DeFi campus.
And you mentioned AI consulting. So was that because of the AI automation campus, or how did you get into that?
No, that is definitely through the AI automation campus. It is something that I was wanting to learn how to do to implement on my own websites. And as I was going through and getting in it, so I wanted to go ahead and try to offer those services to other businesses around town.
Okay. And have you seen success here with the AI consulting business, or is that something you're fairly new to still?
It is something that I'm fairly new to. I'm actually running through Business in a Box for the business campus, and I've put together my hit list of potential people that I'd like to reach out to, and it's actually on today's checklist for me to start sending outreach emails to try to get my first client.
Got it. And can you explain what is business in a box for the people who aren't in the real world?
True. Business in a Box is really the simplest and most effective way to start a business from scratch with no money. Definitely gives you all of the foundational knowledge that you would need to lead yourself into business. It's mainly geared towards starting a marketing company, but generally all of the lessons can be applied to um, almost any business out there. It's really just kind of your basis and foundation for starting and getting out there.
Okay. And now for the other business mastery lessons, which ones did you actually apply to your cleaning service?
I cannot thank Lord Knox enough for the scaling masterclass. I have learned so much, and it does take a long time to get through, but not because you can't just Netflix your way through it, but because it actually takes some time to really learn the information and then take the time to actually implement it in your business. So it's definitely some more advanced knowledge, but honestly, I think it's the best course in the whole campus.
Hmm. Okay, very cool. Let's see. So, how was your business doing before joining the real world, the cleaning service business? And then how have you scaled things? And from everything you've implemented, what is it looking like now?
So, when I started or well, not when I started. Yeah, I guess when I started the real world, my cleaning business was doing roughly between 10 and 12K a month in revenue. And um, I guess we're halfway through April, so it's only been a year since I've been in the real world, and I've actually been able to, on average, double my monthly revenue. So I'm consistently hitting 20K a month in revenue, which is
Amazing,
very exciting.
indeed. And if you were to give a bit more specifics about from Lord Knox's lessons, what you implemented that caused the most growth that you've seen in your company, what would that be?
Not keeping everything up here in my head. He really, you know, talks about writing out a strategy pyramid, really getting things out on paper so you can kind of map it out and, um, really kind of getting organized. I've never really been the best with organizational skills, but he really lays it out and gives you some good templates and starting resources to build off of. And also working on getting a brand new CRM for that organizational aspect. And um, yeah, I'd say really teaches the organizational aspect and high level planning.
Okay. What about for client acquisition? What changed? Or have things remained the same?
Um, I have kind of been playing around a little bit with doing some of my own marketing, but really that's just I'm a very logical, numbers oriented guy, so I'm not that good on the creative side. So if I'm able to outsource marketing and that kind of stuff, that's probably what I would rather do personally. But I've also worked sales my whole life. So the sales mastery course, while a lot of the lessons in there, I don't want to say that I already knew because I've worked sales for over 10 years, but a lot of it I found to be a little bit more common knowledge since I've been in the field for so long. But definitely with somebody that has no experience, the sales mastery course is definitely going to be foundational for you. I can
Okay.
definitely agree with Arno's
All right.
process on that.
What about have you built a team for your cleaning service, or are you running it yourself?
Oh, yes. I currently have 6 employees, 4 full-time and 2 part-time, and then myself makes 7. So I am running a relatively full staff.
Got it. And what about the roles of the staff? Are you purely focusing on scaling the business, or do you do any of the hands-on things yourself?
I mean, well, that just kind of goes into the business. If you get folks that call in sick or have to stay home with a sick kid, yeah, you got to get out there and do it yourself. But also, generally, my philosophy is with my employees, I'm not going to ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. So I have no issues getting out there and helping the team, especially when it's needed. I also personally do at least one quality check a day just to kind of keep my team on their toes and making sure everything's getting done right. So yeah, I'm definitely still on job sites and excuse me, I'm still on job sites and um, working with the team. But most of my free time when I'm not checking in on them is spent, reaching out to potential clients, going to estimates, working the sales, um, just kind of doing all the administrative tasks.
Mhm. Okay. And how did you go about actually getting those employees that you have now? Because the previous person I interviewed, that was his biggest bottleneck. He's currently doing everything himself still because he just hasn't really been able to find anyone he could employ.
Um, well, I mean, I don't want to like discredit anything, but you know, cleaning, it's not a highly skilled service. Almost anybody can do it, as long as you're not in a wheelchair. So, um, really, the key is just treating people right, taking care of your team. When I purchased the business a little over 2 years ago, probably about 2.5 years ago at this point, um, my grandma only had 2 other employees. So I've 3x'd my employee count in 2 years. I've also I start well above minimum wage here. I think minimum wage is somewhere between $12 and $13. My team lead makes $20 an hour. So I pay people very well. I'm also one of the very few cleaning companies here in town that offers health and dental benefits, paid time off, biannual bonuses. So, really incentivizing people and actually giving a shit, really. If you just really are there to genuinely take care of people and you get people behind your mission, people are happy to stay.
Makes sense. Okay. And now, getting a bit more personal, what does your average day look like currently compared to before you joined the real world? Has there been a difference there?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. My average day, I'm waking up, getting my coffee, usually doing my GM. If I don't get that done, it gets done later in the day. But waking up, logging in, continuing the streak. Sometimes I'll sit in um, the general chat of the BM campus and help the newer students if they have any questions. Then, if it's a weekday, Monday through Friday, I then get my work car loaded, all the supplies and everything for the day. Um, go out and meet my team. That's from 8:30 to 9. And then usually, if I don't have any estimates or anything scheduled, I'll come back to the house, hop on the real world, kind of do some outreach, and just kind of, there's so many different administrative tasks, but usually I'm on the computer working from about 9:30 until about noon. I'll run out, grab some lunch, probably do a quality check um, after lunch, and make sure everything's going on all right with the team. Um, I'd say I'm usually doing about one or two estimates a week. So one of those days in there, you can catch me out doing a sales pitch or sales presentation. And then um, usually I'll go to the gym for 2 or 3 hours. I'm currently in the best physical shape of my life, thanks to the real world. It is, I feel so amazing. Really, I feel so amazing about myself. So I'll hit the gym for 2 or 3 hours, come home, have dinner, and hang out with my girl, and do it all over again tomorrow.
Very cool. And at the start, you said you've been a big Tate follower. So, what kind of an impact has Tate had on your mindset and anything else that comes to mind?
An impossibly excellent impact. Um, really, I just look at the world so much differently now. It's, you know, people can say what they want about him, but he really just spreads a genuinely positive message, and one that I've always deep down felt that I aligned with. And um, I think the abrasiveness of it is what really kicked me into action. It's like sometimes you don't want to hear it, but if you're sitting on the couch, hanging out, cuddling with your wife, and fucking watching the same Netflix series for the third time, like you're wasting your time, honestly. But now I'm getting up, actively conquering my day, and getting out there and working on myself. And that's, I think, what he preaches. And I mean, obviously, you take care of your loved ones and everything. And I'm not trying to bash on, people that sit around and watch Netflix all day with their wife. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But really, I'm just striving for masculine excellence at this point.
Hmm. Makes sense. All right, very cool answer. And since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Nowhere but up.
What, if you were to be a bit more specific, what plans and goals do you have?
Okay, okay. Well, currently my goals for the cleaning company, I currently service about 70, somewhere between 70 and 75 clients on a 1, 2, and 4 week rotation. My goal for the end of the year is to hit 100 and also bring on one more employee. So 7 employees and 100 clients by the end of the year. Um, with the AI company that I'm launching, I'd like to have a minimum of 5, maybe 10 reoccurring monthly um, clients, hopefully by the end of the year. I'm pretty optimistic. I usually am. Actually, I'm hopelessly optimistic. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of the professional plans. My biggest goal right now is, and I'm so close to it, is being able to bench my body weight. So right now, my bench is one rep max is 170. I weigh 185, so I'm pretty close to that. That's a good goal. And then yeah, on the money side, I'd like to have at least 50 grand in the bank. I'm currently sitting somewhere around 15 in investments and everything. So definitely just trying to put some money back and save it for a rainy day and get it invested.
Got it. All right. I think that's most of my questions now. So I'll wrap up with a final one. That being for people who are unsure about joining the real world, or maybe are hesitating, like maybe they're contemplating or whatever else. What advice do you have to them?
Hmm. uh, this might be the Andrew Tate and me coming out, but my initial thought is don't be a pussy. Just do it. But genuinely, if you're interested in getting in better physical shape, if you're interested in making some more money, and really being surrounded by the right group of people who are kind of sharing the same mindset as you, as wanting to get ahead in life and really figure their shit out, you're not going to find a better platform.
Well said. And now, for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
Well, if you happen to be in the mid Missouri area and you're looking for residential cleaning services, you can check me out online at cleanedtoat.com. Also, if you're interested in some AI services and automating the monotony of your business, you can find us at mtailabs.com, mtailabs.com.
Okay, so we'll add those to the description of the video. And yeah,
Yep.
Thomas, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. Cool to hear that you were able to double your revenue because of the lessons you applied in the real world, and now you're starting an additional company as well. And I'm sure with the mindset you'll have, you'll do well with that too. And yeah, I wish you all the best with all your endeavors and everything in life.
Yes, sir. And same to you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.